Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. We are live and in effect, and it is a Sunday night. That's right. That means that we are going to have a live stream. We're going to look at the markets, and we're going to spend the whole evening not giving Alan Gold a wrench. It's going to be quite fun. I'm probably not going to have to. Salivation Nation, we are live. There we go. Got the replay. Just want to make sure the audio is coming through. I will not have to expend any energy whatsoever to not give Alan Gold a wrench. That's the beautiful thing about it. I love that. Hello, Chris the Numismatic is here. Eric was first, though, and he is absolutely beholden. He has the wrench. Well deserving of the wrench. He is the man. He's got a new profile picture there. Good to see you. The lovely Barbara Carbone is here. We've got Donald in New Mexico, Savage Stacker, and Paul Baker, who almost killed me on Friday night. But I'm a little bit sore, but I'm making my way back here. I'm prepared for some arm curls, but I might have to pull back on the push-ups. Thank you, Paul Baker, for your support. Awesome guy. Thank you so much. Tony's to pick me. Good to see you, sir. I think you're new here. Welcome. Michael Jared. We got to do a slurp for Barbara. Here we go. All right. Good evening to Youper. Youper man, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right, give Tony a shout out on my first live. All right, Tony, yes, indeed, your first live. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I think it's Ascendant Gears first as well, but I always appreciate newcomers. You guys are great. So thank you, Tony, for being here. All right, Big Silver Slayer can. All right, very good. All right, let's see. Let's move on through. Let's get a couple of comments before the markets open up. They should be opening up very soon. Silverback Stacker says rioters have been having a good old time leading up to the elections, but if Trump wins re-election, he should waste no time in putting down the unrest. Doing it now might cost him votes. I'm looking forward to seeing instigators of violence and members of terrorist organizations sent to federal prison for a good many decades. Well, his hands are somewhat tied in some of these cities. He has essentially been almost begging to come in to restore order in places like Portland, Seattle, but they will not let him in. It's a states' rights issue. So Trump knows the boundaries, and he is not going to cross those boundaries, nor should he. But if the states ask him, then he will definitely do that. Very good. All right. Let's see here. Silver Wolverine is here. Hello, Silver Wolverine. Messenger tracked to get a chance to read it, but good to see you. Lander Lopez is from Maryland. Welcome. Good to see you. I think you're new here, too. BP is here. Good to see you. Plop, plop. Silver Charters come in to drop a double deuce on us. Good to see you. Silver Smith is here. Silver Sacks. Bob Pines. A lot of good folks popping in here. This is great. All right, let us take a look at what the markets are doing right now because they are open in Asia. And they're opening up in Asia right now. And so far, they're up just slightly for gold and silver. Platinum and palladium are taking a slight drop, though. But gold and silver are up. Gold is up $1.30 to 1863, which was the year of the Battle of Gettysburg, July 1 through July 3. Yes, indeed. And silver is at $23.05. It's just above $23 here. All right. Feel this would be a great stream tonight. Well, thank you, Silver Wolverine. It's great because you're here for sure. And we're going to try to entertain you guys. We're going to look at the markets here. We're gonna do some comments. Who knows? I might even do some hammer curls. I've still got this stupid golfer's elbow thing going on. So I can't do regular curls. I don't know why it won't heal up. But anyways. All right. Very good. My voice makes Michael Jared's legs quiver. Oh, my. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't mean to do that. Let's see here. Native Stacker is here. All right. Very good. And good to see Chris and Numismatic is here with us, too. Okay. Alexander Para says, unfortunately, you are looking at history from the side of the victor. It's un-American to side against your fellow Americans over big government. Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I'm for all Americans. It'd be nice if we came together under the guise of, or under the banner of freedom, liberty, and the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, the principles that this nation was founded, is what we should all come under. So, yes, indeed. Those principles are written in those documents. And, obviously, understanding history is understanding what brought up and what led to those documents and those words on those documents. All right, very good. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay. Silver Wolverine, it's nice to hear you say in your video from today that the U.S. government is not a democracy. That's right. Many people get that wrong. We're not a democracy. What's happening, democracy is essentially mob rule. We are a representative republic. So whenever people say anything about democracy, they are speaking out of sheer ignorance. We do not want democracy. In fact, democracy, in a sense, is what's going on in the streets with these people running up and kicking people in the head because they think that they are a racist. That is because everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks that this guy has come through, and they feel like they need to pull him out of his truck and sit him down there and condemn him because everybody feels that way. That's democracy. But we are a representative republic. We are not a democracy. All right, very good. Okay, thank you. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. And where are we going up here? We've got Silver Wolverine. Funny, I was talking yesterday about how we don't have a democracy, but everybody in our government talks about our democracy. If we had a democracy, and it's funny, I recorded this video actually yesterday too, so I wasn't privy to his conversation, but yes, if we had a democracy, we would not need them fools in Congress. In a true democracy, we the people vote on all the issues. We also would not need an electoral college too. In fact, that's why the electoral college was set up. There are some that want to get rid of the electoral college, and so yeah, indeed. Barbara says the right talks about democracy all the time when it suits them. I mean, there is a section of democracy. In other words, when we vote in each state for our representatives, we are voting. It's a representative. There's an aspect of our government that has democracy in it as one of the tools, and that's electing our representatives and our presidents from each state. So in other words, each state, whatever state gets the most amount of votes for a president, that is going to be a democratic election from that state, and then those electors are committed to representing the popular vote in that state. So that is where that's probably the only thing that we have, and then obviously the representatives vote in Congress, and then a majority rules there, unless it's for certain issues in the Senate, which require a 2/3 margin. Simple majority and a supermajority. Very good. Hello, Freedom Stacker. Good to see you. Thank you. First super chat of the night. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, my friend. So, Barbara, yeah, I think both sides probably use that word probably more loosely than they should. All right, very good. Hello, Bama17NC. Good to see you. Let's do a couple more comments. I'm going to check in on the markets again. Your stepdad, according to the Constitution, only silver and gold is money. The dollar is just a racket. It ain't worth the toilet paper I wipe my rear end with. Yeah, the dollar was essentially created, was really kind of put into effect after the Mint Act, and but nonetheless, I'll have to look at that article again, Article 1, Section 10, where gold and silver are money to be used between states. I don't know that it necessarily says that it's between for all of commerce. So I'll have to look into that clause, but you're right. It recognizes it as money, especially between states, which really is more important. So interstate commerce, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, but thank you, your stepdad. Dr. E, over time I've come to view Republicans as liars, cheaters, deceivers, much more so than Democrats, heartless, uncaring, predatory, capitalistic, etc. Racist, too. Wow. Environmentally ignorant, scientifically blind by choice, gullible to conspiracy theories. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. I strongly disagree, especially with regards to being xenophobic or racist. I think greedy, selfish, stingy, those are human characteristics. that aren't necessarily partisan. You have that on both sides of the aisle. I feel like in many cases I can be selfish, stingy, and greedy, um, and heartless and uncaring. That is both sides of the aisle too. Rob Gibbs says people call it forth tyranny, the Great Awakening, reset, etc. But I think we are in the late stages of a collapse of an empire. The rest of the year will continue to foment further lack of confidence and distrust of the system. We're going to have our hands full, that's for sure. Well, and again, just like with gold and silver prices, when you think about the what's going on with the kind of decay of civility and law in these cities, it's easy to make that prediction, and I can understand where you might think that. But hopefully things will turn around. We are resilient people, and hopefully this too shall pass. And maybe we can get back to some sense of civility, some discipline, and some law and order is really what we need there. Very good. And an understanding of basic civics and understanding of what this country was founded upon. Because really, that is really what it boils down to in the end. Strongman Silver and Gold, good to see you. Hello, Rentals and Rehab. Some newer folks popping in here. We got Silver Stealer here. Good to see you. A slurp, please, for Henry Von Mug. Yes, sir. We shall do that. All right. Very good. There's a slurp for Henry and for Barbara, who I understand that she may actually vote for Trump on my bequest, maybe. All right. Very good. No, I don't want a king. That's for sure. I do not want a king. But we do have an MMA matchup before we go to this next comment. Then check the markets between Shane Embury versus leftist comedian Jim Carrey. Shane Embury, I think, is with Napalm Death, right? He's with Napalm Death, I believe. I'm going to go with Shane because playing grindcore on bass is not an easy task. Being a leftist comedian, Jim Carrey has ceased to be funny these days. He used to be my favorite comedian. I used to love Jim Carrey, but he has just... And, I don't mind if they are a comedian is no matter what side of the aisle you fall on, no matter what ideology, if you're funny, that's the most important thing. And there's some element of truth. But when you become so enraged politically, you cease to be funny. That's what happened to Stephen Colbert, who I never agreed with, but was funny at one time. It's also what has happened to Jim Carrey, sadly. All right, good to see you, Silverholic. Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome. All right, so Ken Brom says, if you haven't figured it out, it's all controlled by the same people, the banksters. Well, I disagree with that. The banksters don't have that much power because, believe you me, if anybody's standing up to them, it's probably Trump for many things, and we may just be seeing the beginning of that. So anyways, believing in government. Yeah, now government, I agree. There's a lot of control out there, but I don't think the banksters, good grief. Donald Trump has made his riches. You know what I mean? I don't think he's controlled by anybody. Gabriel Rodriguez, that's right. George Carlin was one of those that was extremely funny, and he attacked both sides and did it well. And when he believe in me, everything that he's done has just been absolutely amazing. Great respect for the late George Carlin. Yes, indeed. Good to say. Winning Image Photography is here. Hello, Winning Image. There's a rumor. Now, guys, you may not understand. Some of you newbies here, I'm about to wow you right now. But I can sense love connections on this chat. I really can, okay? I can sense the love connections, all right? And I sense it between Winning Image Photography and Silver Stealer. My mind is melding with those two when I sense, hey, there's a love connection there. And it's more than just an $8,000 camera, too. You know what I mean? It goes beyond that. Who's the best death metal bassist? I've got to say Steve DiGiorgio. Even though he doesn't play death metal anymore, he used to play with Death. Oh, he was awesome. I'd probably say Steve DiGiorgio, but also the guy from Beyond Creation. You got to check him out. He plays a fretless, awesome bass player. Silver Wolverine, I wouldn't have even I wouldn't even have a confirmation hearing for Amy Coney Barrett. Just vote. Lindsey Graham is dragging his feet. I'm a little disappointed Lindsey Graham is going to wait until the 12th of October to start the hearings. I would say, you know what? Let's go. Let's have 2 days of hearings and then vote. We know the Democrats are going to vote against them anyway. The Democrats have, it used to be a tradition where, once they, you vote for these, if they're qualified, no matter what their views are, you just vote them in, unless there's some major thing. But it's gotten so partisan these days that, it's not, we're not going to see that. So I would say give 2 days of hearings and then vote it. Get it done. You can probably get it done in 5-6 days. And then go, hey, Mark B is here. Good to see you, Mark B. Welcome. Stacking Points is here. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Eli in the Wolverine States is here. Good to see you. Michael Jared. Rush has the best play. Yeah, Rush. Geddy Lee is incredible bass player. He was asking about the death metal bass players, though. Yes, indeed. All right, very good. So, anyways, let's get back to the market here. Let's see what the market is doing here. All right. The market is reacting. Silver to gold ratio is 80.93 right now, so it's climbing back up there. Gold is up $2.70. It's up 0.15%. 1864.90. That's right. Silver is up 14 cents to $23.13. So far, the metals are making a bit of a headway in the right direction here. Up. They are. RG Rand is here. Hello, RJ Rand. Welcome, sir. Very good. All right. BB, good to see you, BB. Love is in the air tonight. Hold on. That's right, Barbara Carbone. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on. Slurp on. Slurping for Barb and Henry. All right. We all love Barbara, yes indeed. Charles Taylor, if Trump was really rich, he would open up his books. He just did a press conference. I had to turn away from it, but he said the IRS still is under investigation of him for some reason. And I think he technically probably could, but I think he's waiting until they close that up. But Charles Taylor used to be the president of Liberia. It's a silver bean counter. Hello, hola, ¿cómo estás? Vamos a la salivación nación. He's waving to a silver bean counter is. Check him out on the YouTube. He did a great video on some chart analysis and where he's seeing the metals. But great channel, great guy. And DA is checking in. The DA is here. The dissident aggressor, the one and the only. Good to see you. Cyber Curtain Twitcher is here. You're going to want to stay tuned tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow morning. Stay tuned because I have a video inspired by the one and the only Cyber Curtain Twitcher. Yes, indeed. You're going to watch that video probably tomorrow morning. Yes, indeed. Very good. And Crypto Union is here. Stopping by. First time in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you, Crypto Union. Appreciate you coming by, sir. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see here. Let's get back up here. So there's where the markets are. Let's get back to some more comments. Luke Jolly says, awesome precious metals. People think alike, it seems. Yes. Well, there's a lot of variety. There's people that don't think alike. This is a pretty versatile community for sure. I mean, we do agree on the precious metals, but I'm actually surprised at the diversity of views politically in the community for sure. There really is. Even though, I've got a fair amount of folks that are more left-leaning that watch my channel too. And they know that I'm more right-leaning in my political views, but they're still here, and I appreciate that. It's an honor. I may disagree with them, but we all hold one thing in common, that we see that gold and silver are the most stable form of money really out there when you think about it. Yes, indeed. VT Ryder, good to see you. Silver Wolverine, I can care less how much taxes Trump paid. We all try to pay the least taxes possible without breaking the law. That's right. I agree. I mean, if anything, our tax laws are so convoluted and there's so many loopholes. If the rich can take advantage of them, they will, and they probably should. the tax code needs to be simplified and it needs to be fair for everybody, I believe. Look at our introverted Californian is here. I don't think silver's going down much more. I kind of don't think it will either, but I've been surprised in the past. So yeah, indeed. All right, very good. Chapital Master Video says there will be a sea war, and most likely a world one, if the central banks, like the Fed, start to confiscate gold. I don't think people will get conned again like they did in the 30s, especially as we are now more savvy about banks and government's dirty tricks and dodgy dealings. Well, you and I may be, and those watching channels like mine and others, but the vast majority of people, save for those in the East, I think most people in the West, they don't really know about gold or silver. They don't have all that much gold and silver, which is why I don't think that they will ever confiscate gold or silver, because the vast majority of people, all they have is rings, their wedding rings, and maybe a little bit of jewelry. And the government's not going to confiscate that. That's right. All right. There we go. Human, is Sal fake or real? I'll let you decide. Might just be an artificial intelligent being. Artificially intelligent. I may not be intelligent at all. Might just be artificial. Okay, Eric Dawson says on the 2020 Silver Libertads, nice that you got them, Sal. I don't think this will be a rare year despite the excitement. You're probably right. As you said in the video, this year's rendition is a bit anticlimactic and not, in my opinion, well done. Guess you have to get the high relief kilo for full biblical definition. Yes, indeed. I actually have one of those high relief kilos from 2015, and it is a beaut. Yes, indeed. All right. Tracy Fusho, welcome. Good to see you here. Has asked a great question. What does politics have to do with gold and silver? I believe a lot more than people realize. Now, with the metals themselves, it has nothing to do with them. In fact, the metals themselves are inert. They are what they are. They have history on their side about what they are worth and what they do. But in this day and age, most everything has been politicized, even outside of politics, electoral politics, that type of thing. But yes, I would say that politics has a lot to do with gold and silver, especially with the price movements. There's a lot of psychology and politics, and what's happening, and even to what the Federal Reserve Chairman may say. The Federal Reserve Chairman can say something in a statement that can turn gold and silver on a dime. I've seen it happen before. It happened with Janet Yellen. It's happened with helicopter Ben Bernanke. Those types of things. So politics plays a pretty big part. But anyways, good question. Good to see Paul Myers. Good to see Jay Stacking is here. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here on this Sunday night live stream. We're going to handle a few more comments, and we're going to see what the metals are doing right now. Yes, indeed. I never met a nipple I didn't like Knipple. Yes, same here. Although the inverted ones are a little tough to get to. Jeremy Western says the civil unrest will be due to Obama's, Bush, and Clinton's racking up $25 trillion of debt that can't be repaid. Trump's not to blame. Lazy BLM protesters want money for nothing. Well, the thing is, Jeremy, I see where you're going with this, and I agree. There should be unrest over the 25 trillion, which is now 26 plus. We're heading to 27 trillion now, but people don't seem to care about that. They really don't. Outside of you, me, and the people that are involved in the precious metals community, and those those who are fiscally disciplined here, that's about it. Anyways, Silver Trucker says, spot on commentary. During the course of our history, we have had presidents that were disruptors. Andrew Jackson, Lincoln, both Roosevelt and Nixon, and along came Trump. I care of my elderly mother who has dementia. Watching Biden, I see all the signs. Just makes me wonder who the man behind the curtain is. And that's really true. And I think that's another caveat that I didn't really bring up a whole lot in this video, but it is a concern for sure. And I feel for him. And I really, his family should be ashamed for putting him in that position for sure. But you're right, and I've seen it too. Actually, I've seen the signs of dementia too firsthand, and I think there's he may be on the start of it. We'll see. All right. Okay. Oh, hello, USA, kick your ass. Good to say, hey, bro, 300 plus silver on the dip, baby. Ready to buy more at 22. Well, congratulations. Sounds like you made a pretty good buy there. Well done indeed. All right, Eat All Your Fish says, got a nice little treasure on the way. There will be an unboxing when it gets here. Awesome, very cool, Eat All Your Fish. I like his unboxings. He does some great job with his videos. They're short and they really show some really cool stuff. RN Stacker, welcome. I think you're new here too. Got a lot of new folks here. Congratulations for being here. I appreciate you. All right, thank you so much. I feel this, Sal, says Donald in New Mexico. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? Let's see here. Okay. VT Ryder, I agree about Biden. It makes you wonder how he got the nomination. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's see here. Dr. E says, I don't think the Civil War, like the Civil War in the 1860s, will occur. I agree. It's going to be a different kind of thing. It's not going to be anything like the 1860s. No one will know who's on the other side unless it's a demonstration like is occurring in some downtowns. My point is, there may be some violence, but at this point, I don't think it's coming to your house. Now, if inequality keeps up, then it may be coming to your McMansion. That as I see as a possibility. Yes. Well, and they will manufacture it if not. That's for sure. Let's see here. Donald in New Mexico. What has Trump done for you? Well, I would say that what Trump has done, the tax cuts are a pretty big deal to me, and the less regulation, and he has what he has done is opened up the grips of government to allow the economy to grow. And obviously, this is before the pandemic. And to me, that's what it is. If I was president, I would campaign on this. I would say, I'm not going to raise and I'm not going to lower your taxes. There's nothing I can do to make your life better. This is candidate Sal talking. But what I can do is get the overbearance of the government out of the way so that you can provide for your families and you can be entrepreneuristic and make the economy grow, because it's about what the American people do. Small businesses, big businesses. It's about allowing the people to prosper of their own abilities and talents and entrepreneurship. That's what it's about. It's not about what government can do. It's not about what any president can do for you. It's about what you can do for yourself with the help of God to better your family and your own situation. And make no mistake, big government was not in the garage when Steve Jobs was forming Apple. Big government was not there when to help create the iPhone, which has bettered the life of many people these days. In fact, there are some channels here on YouTube whose sole way of communicating is through an iPhone. That is not a product of what any man can do. Trump has not done anything for me personally, but Trump has policies that have lessened regulations to get out of the way so that we can prosper in this country. And I think that's what it's about. See, I believe in people. I don't believe in government. And that includes people that disagree with me politically. I know Barbara Carbone, we're friends, but I believe in her ability to make better use of her money than what the government could ever do. And I think that's what it's about, folks. And I think that's why I'm a conservative. But anyways, sorry for that little rant there. Let's see. Anyways, moving on ahead here, we go up. Let's look at the markets. What are the markets doing right now? Okay, now all the precious metals are up right now. But look, the gold to silver ratio is still above 80 now. It's crazy to see. And I know people say, well, it doesn't matter, the gold to silver ratio, but I think it does matter. I think it shows you where we're at. We are in an age now where I believe if this continues, anything can change, but silver really is lagging behind gold here. And this is why I have, back in 2017, why I have shifted my focus to gold. I still accumulate silver, but mostly for silver pieces that I just want to add to the collection. But that's why I've moved more towards gold. I think the gold is just so much more stable. Look at this differential in price movement here. Gold is up a fifth of a point here, $3.80, 1866, and silver is up 16 cents. So it's outperformed gold by 3 times in this hour here, within this hour. It's volatile. It's very volatile, and that's typically what happens. So that when gold goes up, silver tends to, although not always, tends to go up even more. When gold goes down, silver goes down a lot more. In fact, the hit that silver takes on the way down is much larger, I think, than its rise to outperform gold. So anyways, let's see. A Silveraholic says, you are explaining the Republican mentality of small government. Trump is doing the exact opposite and making government huge. Well, he is, as far as spending is concerned, you're right. We're spending more than ever before, especially with this pandemic. But I don't know that, I think deregulating is getting the government off the backs of business. I think that's a good thing, but we do need to shrink government down. That is probably one area where I do agree that there needs to be some improvement. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Gabriel Rodriguez. What's the best advice for someone trying to switch gears to gold? The premium seems so high, especially on the fractionals. Check out a video I posted about, and I forget the title of it, but I posted a video about that very issue, what the best coin to get for gold with the lowest premium in fractional. Maybe just search for best fractional gold in my videos, and it should pop up there in one of the select few. But essentially, it's the little Mexican gold pieces, and you can get those. But if you save up for an ounce of gold, you're actually paying much less of a premium than you would if you spent the same amount of money on silver, by far. So it takes a little bit more discipline. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit more discipline to do that. But yeah, especially with these high prices and these high premiums all around anyway. But anyways. All right. Okay, Silver Charter plans to vote for Biden at least 10 to 15 times. All right, let's see here. All right, very good. Hey, thank you, Paul Baker. Thank you so much, my friend. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Okay. VK Travel Log. Yes, we should be united and work together to make this country great again. Unfortunately, there is too much hate and division, which will eventually be the downfall of the country. If we have a civil war and things escalate, I will be forced to leave the country. I really hope I'm wrong. Really, I hope it doesn't get that bad. And again, as I said in the video, I'm not one of these that preaches doom and gloom. I try to be optimistic, but we'll see. Ricky says that America's best days are behind it. Going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Well, I'm hoping it will get better. But I think at least for the election, we could see things get worse, but we'll see. I don't know. Let's see here. Bob Silver says, the coronavirus didn't cause all these problems. The government's reaction did. Sweden did just fine. I believe this is all being done to us for the agenda. I do believe there's probably some truth to that. Sweden's death rate is very low. And I think some of this stuff is just going to have to happen, you think about it, from the early days of the pandemic, what did Dr. Fauci say? What was the whole reason for the shutdown in the very first place? Was it to stop the coronavirus? No, it was to flatten the curve. Flattening the curve just means that the infection rates would continue at a slower rate. We can't stop this virus, save for maybe the vaccine, which like I said, I'm not going to take it. But if you're immunocompromised and you have health issues, and knowing how much this thing spreads, how contagious this is, it may not be a bad idea. If you're an older American and you are sickly, maybe not be a bad idea. But even then, it's going to be a risk. But it's just going to have to work itself out. Something that contagious, you really can't stop. And I'm hearing about more and more people getting it each day. and some of them are getting fairly sick, and others are not. There's people that I know that thought they may have had it when we earlier on, like in February, before it really became a huge deal. It may have been here since since December of last year. Who knows? Max Intel, it's been an absolute scam-demic a year, and they're just getting started. Well, and I mean, that's just it. I don't think it's a scam. I think the way the government has been dealt with it, and the way state governments have dealt with it, and how it's been politicized, that has been the scam. All right, very good. Oh, Days of Confused Stacker. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. You can chat. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you come back sometime. I know we're talking about serious subjects here. Single man elbow are you suffering from? Golfer's elbow. I don't know what it is. This thing's been, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just one of those things where I can't do regular curls without it hurting a lot. Stacking Kid is here. Hello. All right, very good. Let's see. Okay, 999 fine. People have absolutely lost their minds. Yes, indeed. We need to get back to some realistic truth. All right, very good. And Willie565 says Trump started all of this, and quite frankly, he promotes it. Can't wait for that orange buffoon to be voted out. And there you go. I mean, like I said, there's a solid number of folks that are not a fan of the president or conservatives in general in this community. People would be surprised. All right. Palladian Stacker says, conservatives like myself want to be left alone and left with something. I much rather prefer peace and also have no qualms with violence. All right. Very good. Thank you. And good to see you, Palladian Stacker. Yes, indeed. Ozzy Alchemist, I just want to see influenza figures compared to COVID. What's happening to poor, old, boring influenza? Well, we're coming on flu season, so we shall see. Silversmith, the evil media torments Trump, but God sent an angel named Kayleigh McEnany to bitch slap them abundantly. Well, I must admit, I'm a fan of her. She does a really good job. I didn't think there would be anything, any person who could do any better than Sarah Sanders, but she has stepped up to the plate. Paul Baker, have a good night, Paul. I appreciate you, sir. Very much appreciate you being here. Yes, indeed. Alan Gold, clearly Sal is a hypocrite. Well, you're the one that was a big Trump fan before. Now you're not. What happened to you, Alan Gold? Although there's some things where I'm probably a hypocrite on too. But I just want you to be nice to me, Alan Gold. Please be nice to me, even if it hurts you. All right. Cowboy Gold, Trump wins because the Dems keep picking clowns to run against him. You know, it's amazing. I was shocked that Biden won the nomination. Honestly, I think Trump would have a hard time against somebody like Pete Buttigieg as far as intelligence and things like that. I'm just talking about, just as far as intelligence and smarts. I don't agree with Pete Buttigieg's politics at all, but I think it'd have been a tough battle with him for sure. But I agree with you, Cowboy. Let's see. Let's see here. Salivate, what are your thoughts about Scottsdale Mint 10-ounce stack of bars? You know what? I'm going to be a little bit different here. I'm not a big fan of those. Those stack of bars, I can see they're in a way, but I kind of don't like the idea of that hollowed out to where you stack them kind of like bricks. Unless, I think if you can find a different way to do it, that would be cool. But I don't like how they did that with the hollowed out there. Now that obviously it's very practical. But I don't have any of those, and I've seen them. But I'm just something about them, just not a big fan. But I do see the appeal of them. Okay, let's see here, and where we are. Let's see. Okay, let's go back here to what is happening here with the markets. Okay, what's going on now? Well, look at that. Gold is up $2.10, 1864.30. Silver's up 11 cents, $23.09. So there you go. So to pull back a little bit here, and not a whole lot of activity. But what we do at around 7 o'clock, so in about 20 minutes from now, we check the charts and just see what the activity looks like on a chart for the last hour here. these market watches is mainly for a joke. We kind of started them as a joke. It's like, oh man, we're gonna check these markets. Usually it's very quiet on a Sunday night, but we've seen some zingers and some quite big surprises, both real and glitchy, on the market watches starting here tonight. So there he is. All right, very good. Let's have a slurp here. All right, very good. So there's where the markets are. Gold to silver ratio has widened a bit to 81 now, 81.05. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Native Stacker, very kind of you indeed. I don't think I could handle the politics, man. Yeah, it would not be, I would not do well as a candidate for sure. But thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right, let's see here. Okay. Mason JC says, do you worry about gold prices falling in the future due to increased supply? Mining for gold in space? No, I don't think we have to worry about mining for gold in space or anywhere else. All the easy gold has been picked up. The rest of it, mining, I actually did a video about them discovering in gold. They think there's gold. There's a whole bunch of gold on space and it'll create billionaires for everybody. Basically, it's a big joke. But there's no worry about the increased supply on the ocean floor or anywhere else. In fact, I would argue to say there's nowhere in the world that's going to be easy pickings. I mean, unless it's some protected land or whatever. And I doubt, like some people think there's a bunch of gold in the Grand Canyon, but I don't think there is. I think that's just speculation. Little buzz there. Hello, Little Red Pony. Welcome. Good to see you. All right. BZ 10 second. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Gas Grill. Harry Balls is here. And he scratches for Donald in New Mexico. Very good. Nice. No more itching in that department. Sal, do you go back and read the live comments that you have missed? This chat, I never see it on the replay, but I just go back to the comments. It takes a lot of time for me. I try my best to answer or at least heart and read all the comments to every video. If you see me put a heart next to a comment, that means I've read it. I may not disagree with it, but I've read it and I acknowledge it and I appreciate you taking the time. But I do like to respond to a lot of them. So to me to go back and read the chat, anything I missed from here, if I miss something, you just type my name out. And if you type it out and put an @ and put SA, it should pop up. Or type it with no space between Salivate and Metal, and it should turn red or orange, and I'll be able to see it and respond to you. And if I miss any, just ask me again. I'll try my best. All right. Hodokin Doken, the stock market can be 6 months behind the economy, and add the stimulus, and we're not at 6 yet. Wait for it. Yeah, I'm not sure. The stock market reacts pretty quickly about things. There are certain things that are baked in where they basically expect something to happen in the future, but there's other things that take a while to really make themselves known. Like, for instance, a recession is measured after 3 months of negative growth or what have you. All right, let's see. I'm missing it. What am I missing, Donald in New Mexico? Let's see here. Moving up, Chicken Man Farmer. You do realize that the propaganda machine of the left is in control of Netflix? The Obamas and Susan Rice. Get your head out of your butt and talk about metals and don't recommend their crap. Well, the thing is, I know this, but even as such, there can be an element of truth there. And in fact, The Social Dilemma was recommended by Glenn Beck. There are some things that come through, and you need to just watch it. So in other words, get your head out of your butt and open up your mind a little bit. Sometimes you can find some things in the most unlikely of places, even Netflix. All right. Jane Thorson says most Republicans vote in booth, most Dems by mail. Count all the votes and the election will be fair. Count all of the legitimate votes and the election will be fair. You're missing a key word there, Jane. Jared Mesh says, it's a civil war of ideals for now. When it becomes more than that, the left will wonder why they were so anti-gun. It will look like a war between the states and Canada. All right, well, that's just it. I'm a big proponent of the Second Amendment. I have no shortage of guns and ammo around here, and I think everybody should have to protect themselves. You never know. For sure. All right, let's see here. All right, Justin Sartain is here. I was salivating over those Libertides. I have some on pre-order. I can't wait to get them. Cool. I hope you get them soon. Very cool. All right. Okay. All right, Sal. How explicit can I get to the point of how much of an effing idiot someone here is? Oh, man. Well, I don't know, man. There's people with different points of views, and, you know, it's crazy. But anyways. Kuna Coin says, all we can do is keep stacking. I've got a 1/2 ounce gold eagle on the way from JM, and I can't wait. Congratulations. That's great. Yeah, the 1/2 ounces. I'll tell you what, I almost thought I would just be stacking 1/2 ounces, but I'm kind of trying to save up more to get the ounces at this point. But I like to be able to do that. Very good. Probably would be nice to get a 1/2 ounce from time to time. Here, Justin Sartain. Yes, thank you. Good to see you. Shoot me over a Rhodium bar. It says Psycho Stacker. It's on its way. If I can do that. Wow, yeah, it's gone up. Let's see what Rhodium is doing right now. Yeah. 12,700 has actually gone down a bit from the last checked it. My Palladium is up 20 bucks. Very good. All right. Okay, let's see here. And moving on up here, Rex Mariner says, another great video, new to all this, but enjoying the ride. 33 ounces of silver and climbing. Well, congratulations. Indeed. Frustrated Majority says, global food shortages, high food prices coming. Look up Ice Age Farmer and Adapt 2030 on YouTube. Well, yeah. That's why it may not be a bad idea to get some of those 25-year shelf life food stuff. You know what I mean? All right, let's see here. Kevin W. says, bought 2 Swiss gold marks on Saturday at Melt. The only way I will buy gold now. Bought 15 uncirculated maples for $2 over spot. But those not stacking your metals, especially now, you will regret it. The missed opportunity to buy. When there is a pullback, we will have rough days ahead. Prepare. Think outside the box. Yes, indeed. I agree. And congratulations on your gold purchases, sir. All right. All right. Let's see here. Where are we at? We got 203 watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Kuna Coins. Trump wins in a landslide, and the silent majority will come in a wrecking ball and destroy the crap that's going on. All right. I do think there is a deep state that needs to be rooted out, but we'll see here. All right. Very good. Since you started this channel, what's one big lesson about the economy you've learned that you did not know before? Great question, Billy Bob Ringo. I would say, as far as the economy that I didn't know before, oh man, I would say probably more the fundamentals of the GDP, CPI, consumer price index, that type of thing. Learning a little bit more about it. Still not an expert on the economy, but I think there's a lot of different things. I think anyway, it's kind of solidified my views on the economy, but also just as far as how fragile it can be sometimes, based off of a propped up stock market, based off of sentiment and that type of thing. But anyways. Mr. M 911 says, I predict there will be a peaceful transition of power because of Donald Trump. I predict that Donald Trump will be reelected. I predict the Senate will gain a few more seats. I predict Donald Trump will get at least one more Supreme Court pick. I predict the Democrat fascists and their fascist news programs will incite and encourage violent riots by white, black, and Hispanic fascists in black and white suburban neighborhoods and encourage violence against police across the U.S. I encourage all precious metal stackers to increase their stacks of the other precious metal, lead. You can always use at the range later if you don't need it sooner. I'm not a doomsayer, but I'm just watching news events, not only in the United States, but across the world. Buy gold. All right. Thank you for your thoughts, my friend, and let's just hope it's peaceful. Indeed. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. Jack says we should start voting online. Somehow we can file taxes online, do our banking online, but we can't vote. Get rid of all this nonsense with mail-in ballots, voter suppression for in-person voting, and the rest of it move online. Well, I think the reason why they don't is because of fear of hacking. But yeah, I think really that's the bottom line. Security is a big thing. All right. Like button crushed. Thank you. Coin collecting fun. Oh, let's see here. Cowboy Gold. I'm okay with state income taxes, but not federal income taxes. I agree, actually. And I have actually talked about that in a prior video. People misunderstood what I was saying. Ideally, I agree. We really shouldn't have a federal income tax. There's other ways to fund federal, and part of that is because the federal government has gotten so big, and really it shouldn't be big. We should pay more taxes to our states than to the federal government, I believe. But it's just the federal government's gotten so big and gotten so extra constitutional at this point. All right, let's see here. Okay. Mark Jones says, my man Sal here for my daily intake, my brother. Well, thank you, Mark Jones. Appreciate that. Let's get another slurper coffee for Barbara. All right, very good. Voting is supposed to be private. Yep, that's right. I agree. It should be private. All right, thank you, Bama17NC. Hope your hamstring is feeling better, by the way. Yes, indeed. Take it easy. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Billy D. Garrett, the Civil War was really never over. God bless President Trump, Robert E. Lee, and Jeff Davis, says Robert D. Garrett. All right. Yeah, well, for some people, I guess you can say, I mean, there's still struggles. We're still living through, really in some ways, the ramifications of the Civil War in that aspect. But anyways. Let's see here. Very good. Hey, no problem, Barbara. I got a slurp. This coffee's a little lukewarm right now, but hey. I'm gonna get the coffee down. Yes, and you have chocolate here. I mean, dark chocolate with almonds, so it's relatively healthy. I haven't bitten into any of that yet. All right, let's see here. Tino Gomez feels like dominoes can start toppling anytime soon. Well, it does seem like things are fragile for sure here. Let's see what the markets are doing right now. Let me take a look here. Well, look at there. Gold is up just a little bit more now, 1865.50. It got to a high of 1866 earlier tonight. Silver is at $23.14, up 2/3 of a point right now, up 15 cents. Platinum is up 5. Palladium is up $20. Rhodium flat, which is typical. Underneath market watches. There's not a whole lot of activity on the palladium and rhodium fronts, really. Much platinum either, but the silver and gold, they move much quicker. Alan Gold says Sal plus Trump equals enemies of our Constitution. Oh my goodness gracious. And my blood smells like silver, says Harry Balls. My goodness gracious. I almost got Alan Gold to compliment me one time. It almost happened, but it didn't quite make it there. All right. Let's see here. Hi, Steve. I always get mouse-flavored cat food. Oh, man, there you go. Hi, Steve. I have a sneaky suspicion Alan Gold doesn't like me, but I could be wrong. Probably am not wrong on that one. Which of the 10 Commandments hasn't Trump broken? Probably most of them we've all broken in one form or another. One way or another, you know what I mean? But, let's see here. Lewis, pronounced, Baby Aria. Aria says hi. Hello, Baby Aria. Welcome. And hello, Lewis. Good to see you. Silversmith, only way voting can be done online is through crypto that would secure the vote. It can be done. Yes, setting it up and having people be confident in it will be the other thing. But yeah, you're probably right. Have some sort of block ledger, that type of thing. What did I do, Sal? I don't know. I don't know, Bruce. What did I do to deserve this hatred from Alan Gold all these years? You know what I mean? Just don't understand it. Crazy. Whoa! I can't believe it. Somebody screenshot this. Somebody screenshot this. Alan Gold just, oh, son of a bud, let's go. He says, I love Sal and then put to death. But somebody screenshot just the part where he says, I love Sal, and ignore the part he says to death. Oh my God. Either he's drinking, well, I was thinking he was drinking heavily or not, but he just got my hopes up. Sterling Cannabis, when are the gals? Why is everyone here? You need to be tossing PMs to the peanut gallery. Oh my goodness gracious, just toss them out there with pea shooters. Pea shooter peanut gallery. Jonathan Zerbs, the great American currency reset is coming. 2021 will make 2020 look like a picnic. Well, I know, and people get into these predictions thinking that's going to happen because of where things have been over the last few months. It's normal. That's normal psychology, I guess. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to be more hopeful here. But anyways. Okay, so where are we at with gold now? Not much movement for gold or silver. Platinum or palladium, but they're still kind of hanging around there. So we'll get back here. And let's see here. DSF Dividend Stockfish says 2020 Peace and Morgans will be a great. The rest of the ideas are not. Sport on coins, not interesting at all. I agree. I'm not a big fan of that either. Pushing women on coins, not interesting. They always have to overdo it. The first spouse coins are neat. They should do a silver set to gain more interest. The 76 bicentennial quarter was great because one time and not pushing an agenda. Yes, I agree. I don't like the agenda pushing things either. Miguel de Murillo, politics is easy. Don't vote for the party that thinks you are a hero if you chop off your... All right, there you go. Yes, indeed. We don't want anybody to chop off anything except for chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. My righteous catapult is ready, says Grow Mechanic. All right. Professor B. Fear, fear, fear. Panic, panic, panic. I'm so sick of hearing this narrative. Yes, well, you don't hear it from me too often. But in this case, I think we got a little bit to something to be scared of in the coming weeks. We've already seen evidence. And... what's going to be happening and with what's been propped up by the media with elections, with the Supreme Court nomination. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, where is Terry Rabbit? Where's Terry? Where is Terry? Somebody get Terry over here. Crazy. Dale Val says, young guys cry for more free stuff. Old guys see a free fall. Young SJWs think they're the boss. Bold old guys like Val buy their shares of silver and gold. Snooze, you lose. You're ignoring the one thing that could give you riches you crave. As you walk past the secret, Val took to his grave. All right, very good, Dale. Smart guy, Val is. By the way, good to see the lovely Pudenda Johnson. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, doom and gloom is more addictive than crack. And I tell you what, I've noticed on YouTube, and again, I made this video just because I really do think where things are going, but this video is fairly popular. Doom and gloom sells, and there's plenty of other channels that are doing it, and they're capitalizing on it. And I think it's unhealthy unless it's something that's based in some semblance of reality. I'd rather and I'm not. My channel is not growing like some of these other channels are because I don't like to use that. I don't like to use that for views. I'm not saying that some of those channels aren't. There's some members of this community who I have a lot of respect for. And I think some of them I believe are doing it because they really feel that way. But I have a little different view than most out there about that type of thing. Maybe I have a little bit, and maybe some people think I have false hope for the country, but I really do have hope for the country. I think that we're just going through a trial right now, and I'm hoping that things will turn around, and I think it's going to take some people waking up, and hopefully we will get there. All right, let's see here. Okay, where are we at here? Sorry for missing what some of you guys saying in the chat. I want to try to catch up on some of that. Let's see here. Doom porn, yeah, exactly, Carlos. But again, I want to be realistic too. I don't want to be. It's not all roses and petals, and that type of thing. And I'm not saying that. There's some issues, there's problems in this country, and we need to get through them. But anyways, all right, quality over quantity. Yes, that's right, VT Rider. I try, although I'm not as articulate as others in the community are, and that's probably part of why I'm not as popular as others too. Is because my presentation probably isn't as polished and as I don't know, enlightening maybe. I don't know. Slava Key says it's happening now, Sal. Too late. That's why I keep prepping. Yet some people laugh at me and my predictions. Sal, this year will be okay. Next one won't be. Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Slava, for your input. And I'm hoping next year will be better. We'll see. Krabby Chris says all the people who voted for Trump gave away our democracy for a few small victories. Well, again, we don't have a democracy. Never have. Hopefully never will. That we're passionate about. Germans did the same thing and didn't work out well for them. How much longer will you all turn a blind eye to the deliberate chaos he is causing? Well, I don't know. I know you conservatives don't get out much, but surely you can see him stoking the flames. What happened in compromise? You can't see the power play unfolding. You are profoundly and utterly stupid. Well, I could give you an ideological answer, but I don't want to go there. But I will say that Republicans have been compromising with Democrats before Trump, big time, Bush as well. And the compromise has been about 80-20. Where did that get us? There's been a lot of compromise in the past. And what has it led? It has led to a slower path to progressive socialism. And that's where we're at. But anyways, all right, tell her, Sal, where do you want the country to go? Mars, China, Iran, meteorite mining. Ozzy, I would like to see us go to more liberty, more freedom, and more. One of my heroes, one of my economic heroes, is Walter E. Williams, and he has a book of essays called "More Liberty Means Less Government." That's where I want us to go. It's as simple as that. I want us to get back as close to the Constitution as possible. And any kind of social experimentation, social government experimentation, can be done on the state level. On the state level, where they have to balance their budgets because states can't print money, and commonwealths too. We have a series of states in the U.S. and commonwealths, and I'd love to see that. That's where I want to see the country go. And because if you do that, you unleash the private sector, you're going to see a lot of good things. Now, will people abuse it? Yeah, there are people, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't have some regulation, but I think we're overly regulated, overly taxed, and I think that by and large, the free market in a sense can work out a lot of stuff that government regulation cannot. You'd be amazed. Anyways, Mr. Good Human says, keep stacking. Yes, sir. All right. Very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And where are we at? Buy Russian vaccine. All right. Hey, yeah. Russia says they have a vaccine, but we haven't seen anything come from it yet, right? That's a good point. What happened to this Russian vaccine was announced? By the way, the market's moved on that news. Did you notice that? Market's moved up. Trump, be cool. You will be glad to know I got a bail. See you, Barbara Donald. All right, thank you so much. Hugs. Thanks, Trump, be cool. I appreciate you being here. You are awesome. Have a good evening. All right. So what makes a commonwealth a commonwealth? It's a good question. The way these states are set up, I'm not exactly sure what the particular differences are. But there are 3 commonwealths, I believe. You got the Commonwealth of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I think those are the only 3. Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. And but I'm not sure exactly. I think it's how they order their local governments. In other words, how the counties are broken up, the autonomy of the counties. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, moving ahead here. Ryan Bianchi says, You could not pronounce Libertad any more incorrectly. It's Libertad. I know it's Libertad. Sorry, but we here in America, we call them Libertads, okay? Digital Dollar Project. I'll have to look that up sometime. I know they're pushing for a digital dollar, which means everything is going to be tracked. Every purchase you make, every move you make, every breath you take, someone will be watching you. Yes, Sterling Cannabis, Nasara. I have read that about Nasara, but then it got into a lot of conspiracy theory. There's Gassara too. Oh, you know, I think Kentucky might be a Commonwealth too, winning image photography. I think you're right. I think it is a Commonwealth, the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I believe you're right. That's right. Thank you, winning image. You're awesome. There's smart folks here. So there's four Commonwealths. Silversmith, Trump put all gold curtains in the White House. He might be hinting at something. Ah, interesting. How do you know what Commonwealth? That Commonwealth, very interesting. Impressed. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I mean, I know what states are, but I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. But I think I'm just guessing. There's a lot more I don't know about it than I do know. I pronounced everything incorrectly. Oh man, well, Cowboy Gold, welcome to the club. Every video I do, I probably pronounce a name wrong here and there, but it's all right. Got to have a little fun. Yes, indeed. Man guy dude, Sal, have you picked up any goldbacks? I did get one. You could get one free. The Utah goldback. I'm still not quite sure exactly how they're going to work, because people have said that the premiums you pay, you get back when you spend them. But if gold prices move a certain way, you know, for instance, if you pay $4 for one goldback, and it's got $3.10 worth of gold in it, and you take it in, and gold drops, are you going to get it? Is it going to be worth $4? I doubt it. How are they going to know? How are these? It's got to be based off of where the market is, and maybe some slight premium. I doubt it, but I don't know. I just have to see how that works. But it's an interesting concept. All right, let's see here. All right. Vote Trump, the king of the world. All right. Yahuda Yasara, it would be nice to have been in a world of men and see things as realistic as you do in an unbiased manner. I appreciate it. Too bad the country is made to masonry, not Christianity. Just look at the Egyptian, Romans, and Greco statues and pagan decrees. I totally agree with you in the modern state of affairs in politics and economics. But he was a one-way train to judgment. It ain't white or black. It's good and evil. In the name of the Most High, spread truth and love, peace. All right. Thank you, Yehuda, for your thoughts there. All right. Hello, Silver Britches. Good to see you. Hello, Sal and Sal's gals. All right. Good to see you. Welcome. Okay. Dale Val says, Sal, to your comments on civil unrest with the coming election, I agree with you. If I may, I'd like to expand on that a little with my silver and dimes worth. If Biden wins and man cheats, civil unrest could go unchecked by police and government for potential years. Conservatives, patriots will refuse to be ruled as traitors all over again. We have come so far, seen too many lies. We won't do an Obama era again. Nothing left to lose. Eventually, we will overturn morons as patriots have God on their side. Now be more likely the one Trump wins by a big margin. Social justice warriors lose it because Trump is a law and order leader. Between him, bikers for Trump, National Guard, Proud Boys, etc., we end their show's force quickly and get back to work. Either way, silver and gold will be the preferred hedge, as it is known by most of the older generations as safe and unsafe times. Rent is secure. Well, thing is they can't do a whole lot in some of these cities. And these cities are ran by Democrats, and they don't want Trump there because it'll make them look even worse. These cities like Portland is a cesspool. Seattle, New York City, sadly, has become that way. It's just been awful. And but the federal government, because states' rights, they can't just go in there willy-nilly. Now they can go in there and protect federal property. Like they did in one area that was controversial, but anyways. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, BLM has ties to CCP. There's no need for transition. All right. All right, thank you, Chaz. SSG Silver, Trump 2020. Like-minded folks should stick together. Love thy neighbor. All right. I will be voting for Trump. Let's see here. All right. Eat all your fish. Yeah, don't forget San Francisco. Yeah, that's right. Sal is a Fed. That's right. I'm a Fed. That's right. Yeah, Portland would make a perfect landfill. Oh my goodness gracious. I think that would be, I hate to say it, but man, you're probably right, Corn. It would probably serve a better purpose as a landfill. And don't mean to talk bad about the people. There's plenty of good people in Portland. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the areas where the unrest is and it's gotten so bad, take that area, make it into a landfill, be a lot more worse, or a lot more, be of better use. Christian Black, MT Riz. Breonna Taylor was a drug dealer collecting all the finances from sales. Boyfriend was the one who shot her, not the police. Defund the media. That's right. There's so much misinformation out there, especially about this case. I didn't know what to believe until the grand jury stuff came out, and now the other side is saying release the transcripts. But it turns out that Breonna Taylor was actually awake. She was in the hall, got caught in the crossfire, but her house was targeted for the raid. And they did announce themselves too, but yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's see here. I can let it rip. Hey, there we go. That's right. CCT has said it. He can let one rip and nobody knows. And who knows? I may have let one rip and nobody knew about it. But I can say with the I can say for a matter of fact that I have not farted once tonight. Not a single time tonight. I have not. I can say that with about 99% certainty. All right. All right, let's see here. Okay, Barbara believes that the country was in much better shape before Trump, and I disagree, especially before the pandemic. The pandemic obviously was not Trump's fault; it was China's fault, and it's unfortunately the whole world is suffering under that. But I believe that the country was in worse shape and heading in a much worse direction if Clinton was elected. But that's my personal viewpoints. Obviously, if you're more left-leaning, you're going to feel differently, but that's okay. This is a no-fart zone, that's right, at least for right now, at this very moment in time. All right, let's see here. Tessa Cunningham says, our own government, they are committing a coup here in our own country, like they do around the world. It's interesting to watch them screw the people in their own country to make sure they get what they want. Have a blessed day, Sal. Thanks, Tessa, and you're right. And it was Abraham Lincoln said that, a nation divided by itself cannot stand. And we face, in a sense, the greatest threat from within our own borders. There's the Grand Canyon down there, deadly quiet. It's like, that's right, fake. That's right. All right. Let's see here. David Oled says, your country was blessed by God right on your money, and I'm not even that much of a religious guy. The people have gotten too far from your spirituality when they take the Lord's Prayer out of school because you're upsetting others. We must be sensitive to this, but others knew what they went on when the school system was founded as a Christian nation. They don't have to be in the classroom when this is going on, and I may have friends that are not my religion, but we have to respect each other. Like my father always told me, when in Rome, do as the Romans, but when in someone else's house, respect what they do. Just my opinion. Well, that's actually a very good point. And I touched on that in the video briefly. But really, it's a matter of America losing sight of the foundations of the country. And part of that is not only freedom and liberty, but based off of the tenets of the Bible and the Ten Commandments and the like. And I believe we need more of God in our country than less of God. And you know what? It's not about God blessing America. It's about time that America blesses God. That's really what it boils down to, because God's done enough blessing on us, and it's time that we turn the tables and we seek Him and seek His face, And I'm talking to myself as well as and to anybody else, but that's really the core and the crux of the matter. All right, let's see here. But thank you, David Lett. Very well said. Timothy Whittington says, "Oh yeah, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And Jack Hall says, "Pandemic, second wave, dollar collapse, banking collapse, election results not accepted by either side, new Cold War with China, supply chain disruption, food shortages, sporadic wildfires everywhere, inconceivable possibilities before they're now becoming realities. Perfect storm brewing. Good luck to us all." There's a lot of things going against us for sure. And it's not one huge thing. It's a number of these things that are big enough on their own, but they're piling up pretty quick. All right, very good. All right, thank you, Cowboy. Yeah, it's really what it boils down to. We really do need more of God. Yeah, Jesus is King of Kings. I try to agree with that. Eat all your fish. Imagine if Hillary Rodham Clinton had won. Where would we be right now? I'd be in jail for digital hate crimes rather than just banned. Trump save us or God save us through Don. Either way, yeah, it makes you wonder where we would be. All right, thank you, Sterling Cannabis. Appreciate you. All right, very good. Okay, man, Robert Zalesko. I'm sorry I farted no guitar tonight. You know, we got to get back here. Let's actually get back here to the market watch. We might do guitar Tuesday. We'll see here. And we typically don't call scammers on a Sunday night because they never answer anyway. But anyways, yeah. We never get any answers on a Sunday night from the scammers. Let's see. Okay. So the markets are where there are not a whole lot of activity. We have reached the 7 o'clock hour. So we're going to take a look at the charts and see what they've been doing over the last hour and 15 minutes since they opened in Asia. But so far they're up. Gold is up slightly, just over a tenth of a percentage point, $2.40. Silver's up just over a dime. So what does the gold look like on the charts? Well, you can see here a bit of a pop out of the starting gate, and it's held relatively steady. Not much activity to speak on, but there it is. Yes, indeed. Okay, dove season, getting ready to take my daughter out for her 31st birthday. Whoa, no way. Well, happy birthday to your lovely daughter. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, brother. Have a good night, dove season. You are the man. A great dad you are. Happy birthday to your daughter. Tell her Uncle Sal says happy birthday. All right. So that's where gold is. Let's take a look at silver. Silver is doing its thing. And you can see much the same type of thing, but it's got more of an arc to it. And it's kind of just hanging up there right around that $23 level. Hanging in there. All right. Struggling to keep my eyes open. Getting late for me. Have a good night. Thank you, CCT. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Think the debate Tuesday will affect any of the markets? I don't know. Eat all your fish. It'd be very interesting to see. It could. I would normally say probably not a whole lot. But they could. It's going to be very interesting Tuesday night. So that's where silver is on the charts. So again, not a whole lot of activity there going on. Let's have another slurp of some coffee here. All right, very good. Let's go back here. We have got Barbara Carbone. Yes, Sal, Trump is ensuring things will get worse, inciting violence. Well, I think he's wanting to stop the violence. He's not inciting it. Disagree with you there. He's been almost practically begging to go into these cities to put a stop to it, like he did in Kenosha and in Louisville. He did do that to help stop the violence there, stating that if he loses, he will not promise a peaceful transition of power. He didn't actually say that. He just said that he wouldn't necessarily accept the results, to make sure if it's an unfair election and there's any he's just not going to concede if there's abnormalities that need to be determined. Now, he did say when pressed after Supreme Court ruling, and he ends up losing, he will definitely leave peacefully. But if there's any kind of like what happened in 2000 or anything else, especially with these ballots, these unsolicited ballots being mailed out, he is going to contest that, and rightfully so. and we're seeing evidence almost every day now in the news of ballots being tossed into creeks, into dumpsters, around. It's bad news. It's bad news indeed, and we should not have to deal with that. There's no excuse for that type of thing. What kind of fascinating comment is that from USA President? Well, it's actually a smart comment. He is actually seeing, he's actually very prowess to see what they're doing. And he's getting ahead of it before bringing it to light, because it's already starting with this early voting. He wants unrest. He does not want unrest. He is setting up for it. No, I hate to tell it, he's not. Anyway, she goes on to say, taking away health care during a pandemic, he's not doing that either. In fact, on January 1, he has wrestled with the drug companies, which actually is a Democrat type of move, to lower the cost to the cheapest that they would pay for in other nations around the world. So drug costs are going to be going down. And now they've not completely replaced Obamacare, because some elements are still involved, but they're working to try to do that. And obviously, he can't do much with the Democrat-controlled Congress, who will not work with him. Admitting he wants to fill the Supreme Court vacancy in order to have more Republicans to call him the winner if he loses. Well, hey, the Senate is a Republican majority, and he is president. He has every right to get who he wants in there, a conservative in there. Now, it could be that the law and the way the laws are written, if they're strict constitutionalist, if the law works in Joe Biden's favor, then Trump is going to be sorely disappointed when Amy Coney Barrett votes against him because of the law of the land. It should not be about politics. And that's the thing that we have to realize with what the Supreme Court does. The Supreme Court have to stand by the Constitution, not by who appointed who or who did what. Kavanaugh has already voted against the majority of some things. Some of that I disagree with, but we pick justices who are fair-minded based off of the law, a strict interpretation of the Constitution, not Trump, not Biden, not the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party. Anyways, no rule of law for him and his hypocritical Republican wuss cronies. Well, again, talk about rule of law. Let's take a look at James Comey. Let's take a look at what the Mueller team, who tore up and who deleted all of 12 or 16 phones. They wiped out all the data, all at the same way. All these accidents. Look at what Hillary Clinton did with those 33,000 emails. They spied on his campaign. They were right about that. Look at the lawlessness where it's happening. It's all on the other side. It's all on the Democrat side, Barbara. All right, a civil war. Sal, what makes you say things will get worse? What makes us all believe things will get worse? A civil war, as you said, the answer is everything I just stated. Well, it's not Trump. Now, Trump is willing to fight. He's willing to fight more than other Republicans will. And some of that is being interpreted how you're interpreting it from your point of view. But I think, you have to look at both sides. I try to look at the faults on my side ideologically too. I don't agree with everything Trump says. I don't agree with everything that he has attacks on personal attacks on certain people, that type of thing. But I think as far as how they've gone after him, I think he's done a pretty good job on standing up to them. And I think most of it he's been rightfully so. You wouldn't see George Bush do stand up to it. And look what they called George W. Bush. They called him a murderer. They called him a warmonger. They called him everything. And he didn't fight back. And look where that got him. And it's crazy anyways. Oh, let's see. That's how you and everyone else thinks it will only get worse. Antifa groups and Nazi groups are not left and right. They are agitators who incite violence and blame. Trump is a true agitator with his fake Republican senators and representatives who say one thing but do another. The party of hypocrisy. Well, I hate to say it, but I think most of the hypocrisy is on your side of the aisle too, from my point of view. But anyways, I do agree with this though. She says everyone must follow the rule of law. Everybody should, including Trump and I think essentially that's why Trump's not going into these cities. You have to look at both sides, Barbara. I think that's where you're mistaken. and I love you, Barbara, but you really do not see things from any other point of view but the ultra left wing. And I try to be intellectually honest, but obviously I am biased too. I have an ideological point of view, but I believe that if you want to try, but I think as far as this whole thing about wanting violence all in his name, that's just not right. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. Ananya Manana, if you do not have arable soil, screw the metals until you do. You may have to try to save gold and silver, hoping to jump on some good land when purchasing power of gold and silver can get you some acres, but you will have starved long before that happens. Food is the only thing that matters. That's right, and that's why I mentioned in there in this video about being prepared with food, water, all the different things, land if you can get it for sure. Anyways, but yes, indeed. Okay, where are we at? Larry Hamilton says, get those 9mm rounds and silver rounds too. There you go. That's right. Media Man, if the Supreme Court decisions were based on law and not politics, there would be no split decisions. Well, that's a good point, Media Man. That is a very good point, but it's there are times when you will see a 7-2 majority on certain issues, and I know that it's interpretation of the law, it's interpretation of the Constitution, and some of that stuff, you can have reasonable disagreements on some issues with regards to interpretation, but there's other things that are just flat, cut and dry. And that bar has moved further to the left over the years, sadly. You know what I mean? Let's see here. So anyways. MD Max, greetings from the UK. Thanks for all the hard work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Barbara says, I'm too far gone in Trump land to discuss anything. Well, Barbara, here's something I admitted about Trump. He's a big spender. He has no problem spending money. And the debt and deficit is a bipartisan problem. So that's something that I believe that I'm intellectually honest on. And I don't know, it's just, you have to have some fundamentals of truth to guide where your views are. And mine are the Constitution, liberty, it's being a Christian, that type of thing kind of shapes your viewpoints. But I understand where some of the liberal left is coming from too. But I just think that, in the end, I think a lot of liberalism can be done outside of government. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's about, what liberalism stands for. The left, I don't think, is liberal anymore. Oh, hello, Silver Mac. Good to see you, Silver Mac. Welcome, my friend. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, sir. All right, I can play some Billy Strings, and you'll feel much better. All right, there you go. Billy Strings, very talented guitar player. That's right. Yeah, the big spenders. Trump has no problem spending other people's money for sure. Yeah, there's been a lot of spending out there, and both parties are definitely on that. So there's a lot of blame to go around with some of that stuff. There's hypocrites on both sides too. I definitely see it. So. And Barbara, you've heard me talk about the things I don't like, some of the things Trump says, him being unpresidential, his narcissism, I totally, I'm with you on some of that stuff, but he is who he is. And personality, I can see why some people might not like Trump personally. Doing a little better, Sal, says Silvermac. Oh man, I hope you weren't sick or anything like that. But good to see you. Been a long time. Let's see here. Okay. Veronica Stack says Trump will lose and a collective sigh will be heard around the world. PMs might level off or go down. It could go down like this. All right, we'll see. If there's a civil war, I want to be on the side issuing Social Security checks, okay? All right, Veronica, very good. Jamie Fox, I'd like to think about happier things, like the Salivate Metal calendar. Yes, yes, indeed. All right, yes, indeed. All right, very good. Well, let's not get too much more political here. That's right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no, Silver Mac, I'm so sorry. Oh, my gosh, that is heartbreaking. His brother-in-law drowned. Oh, man. What a horrible tragedy. I'm so sorry. Was it during the storms? I'm so sorry, my friend. My prayers are with you and your family during this time. I'm very sorry to hear. Oh, my goodness. All right. Yes, indeed. Hang in there, brother. Man. Okay. All right. Let's see what the markets are doing here. Let's see here. Okay. Gold is $2 up, $2 up. So it's not a whole lot of movement here since the last time we checked. All the metals are up. Very good. Let's see. Silver's up 9 cents. $2 for gold. 9 cents for silver. Platinum 5 and palladium $20. All right. James Swain, Civil War is 100% fanned by the media. They, with all their mouthpieces, all need to be held responsible and dealt with extreme prejudice. Yes. Seems like it's crazy. Anyways. All right. I'm about to cancel Netflix again. Yes, understandable. And Samurai says, nice collection, and probably no one noticed, but it's a Platinum Eagle on the left, actually. Well, I actually talked about that Platinum Eagle in the video, but thank you. Let's see. Tell the Comex they're the real crooks. All right. Terry79 is crying. Nice to the face. The mainstream media and the new tabloid, CNN, Fox, MSDNC, all included. Yeah, it does seem like it. The news is dishonest. That's why it's going to shape people's views about certain things. You know what I mean? And you have to cut through the bullcrap of the news. There's no question about that. Even Fox at times, you know? I mean, being intellectually honest here. Anyways, but anyway, Part-Time Prepper says, if 2020 was an 8.5 in the Richter scale, I had a bad feeling about 2021 being 9+. I hope it doesn't come to pass. I was a kid in 68 and lived in D.C. Feel this year was way worse. Okay, so he saw it firsthand. Wow. Sorry, Part-Time Preppers. Date Comex due for delivery. I think it's the end of this month, right? I believe. Media Man, last Sunday evening there was a whole lot of movement either. I bought silver. And then Monday the crash came. Ah, yes, so that's very true. So we could see them wreck again or fall. Let's see here. That's true, Silver Matt. Good advice. Just love the ones you have. Never know when it will be their last day. That's for sure. Indeed, you're right. Well stated. Okay. Zach Laney says it's called QFS, Quantum Financial System Asset Blockchain System. Check out Charlie Ward and Pimpy Investment. All right. Thank you, Zach. JJH says the problem with metals, anything outside the banking system, the regulated financial markets, is they are going to try to make it extremely difficult to circumvent their system when they implement the total digital world. Everything's being digitized. Okay, I won't go through. Oh, wow, it's a long comment. But thank you. Yes, it's going to be digitized, which means it'll be a lot easier to. And when it's completely digitized, then everything could be manipulated in different ways. But probably too complex to do it in the way some people think. But anyways, but it could be. Paul Rief, does anyone have a copy of Chris's video, You versus the World? I would compensate for your time. No. There's a lot of propaganda on his channel, too. I hate to say it, but... Jesse Newkirk, the enemy is mainly within. Sedition has always been a way to govern since Old Man Bush. We all have been lied to. All right, thanks, Jesse. Down in New Mexico, is Trump responsible for the corona response? I mean, to some level, and he's done a pretty good job. Ventilators, stopping flights from China and Europe, but also states are responsible too. Probably more so responsible the states are. Because Trump can't just have a big mandate to close all the businesses down. Trump doesn't have that authority, nor should he have that authority. Trump can't have a national mask mandate. No one should. Terry, you should vote for Trump. I demand it. I demand you vote for Trump. Other than that, you should vote for anybody you want as long as they're Republican, Terry. That's really the bottom line, because Sal says so. No, I'm kidding. Do your own due diligence. Vote for who you think is the best. Oh, shoot. Anyways. Joe Morton says, why are you so pessimistic? Civil unrest? Yeah, and there's riots in the cities. There's some people who hate our elected POTUS. Even if he's reelected, there will be riots. Will they take a gold coin to burn down your house? No. Yes. All right. Excellent video, Sal. Stacking it up. Thank you, Florida Stacker. Appreciate it. Okay. Angie Howard, still waiting for someone to give me a reason to vote for Biden. Yeah. Yeah, no one has given me any good reason to vote for Biden. No one. Let's see here. Okay. Lamar Avery, I think we are going to be disappointed in the outcome of this election because Trump won't step down if he loses. And if he loses, he'll think it was rigged, even though it wasn't. Well, I know. I mean, and I worried about that too. If it's legitimate, I wondered if he would step down if it was proved to be legitimate. But I think he even said that if the Supreme Court decides, then he will step down. And so yeah, but they have to decide on the rule of law, and that should be the major arbiter. Just like for Bush v. Gore, you know. American Supertramp, almost all the information topics you covered in this video, Sal is fake. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. That is not a sentence. This almost all the information topics you covered in this video, Sal. Oh, you forgot to put comma. It's fake. Okay, all right. Mob rule from both sides. Says Lamar Avery. JD says, I haven't seen glimpses of our potential future I dare not entertain in our past service to our country. I took an oath that I would support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Upon this oath, I shall never waver. All right. Well, thank you for your service to the country, JD. Definitely appreciate it. You are awesome. All right, very good. Down in New Mexico. What do you mean, the brink of civil unrest? Trump has been brewing unrest for years. All right, blah, blah, blah. I made a controversial Supreme Court nomination to foment more. No, she's been on the list. She's been on the list since the beginning. She was on his list since the beginning, Donald in New Mexico. This is one from his list. Does Biden have a list? No, he doesn't have a list. Democracy, let's see here. Before we need to look up the definitions of democracy and republic. Democracy is our type of government. Wrong, Donald, wrong. Republic is being in a state of democracy. There is no republic without democracy. We are in a representative republic. Democracy is a controlled democracy. You can't have one without the other. Your Trumpism of the difference is sad but laughable, like Chicken Little crying fake when you don't get your desired alternative facts. You just make up your own reality. Well, the thing is, well, again, we're getting political here. I'm not going to get into a whole lot, but anyways. But he's just wrong. Donald was just flat wrong. How's that? All right. Michael Martin says, oh, tell a lie of vision. We have many problems in life. We have volunteered to be here. We know what we're doing. We have been here before last time. This time, we pass go. All right. Dusty Road says, I do believe you hit a home run with this one. Well, thanks, Dusty. I appreciate it. I mean, it's not one topic I'd like to cover. I really do hope I'm wrong. I hope we have a. I hope things calm down once the election is over, but I don't know. We'll see here. Hello, Tomahawk Hunt Coins. Good to see you. All right, let's see. K98 Killer says the only workable solution to the partisan polarization is to replace first past the post voting with evaluative voting, score voting. Ranked voting still devolves to partisan chickenry, and the proliferation of parties under first past and post system of the UK leads to further fractionalism of the political discoherence. My preferences for score voting or score runoff voting with the scoring scale between -2 and 2. Okay, that's confusing to me, but you make a good point about voting. I think, in a way, for national elections, I almost think there ought to be a national voter ID law. In other words, where you must show your ID to vote to prove who you are. And we should do for the absentee ballots. They are not unsolicited. You have to request the ballot, put all your information on there, and then send your ballot in. And then when those voter rolls go out to the poll workers, your name is crossed off that you have voted. So that if you try to vote twice, you will have to show your ID, then see your name is shown as already voted. And that is and I think that's the way it should be done. So in other words, absentee ballots I think should be probably done ahead of time so they can be counted first. But we might have to figure that one out because some of those don't come in aren't counted until the day of. So that something might have to be worked out for that. And then for everybody else, I believe that we should have a national holiday to vote, where everybody has off of work. And if for some other reason you can't be there, well, you get the absentee ballot, and you do that. But that's just I don't know. That's just one idea. But I believe they ought to have a national ID or a national ID voter ID law. Follow the Money says, me and my circles all loaded up below 22. All right. Yeah, because how can anybody be against having to show ID for voting? If you're against that, then there's no argument to be had because voting is an absolute right, and anybody that votes fraudulently is disenfranchising the vote of somebody else. So you have to show your ID to get certain things to get on an airplane. So you should have to show an ID to vote. And for sure. Zip your lib. Let me guess. The House will revise the Coinage Act for the Mint to have some fruitcake dude swinging in a purse. Oh my gosh. I know, you can't help it. And I didn't mention stuff about the political correctness of it, but yes, I do think there is. But yes. All right, Silver Britches says this will be the first time my boys vote. Awesome, Silver Britches. And it's good. They exercise the power of their vote, for sure. Congratulations to your boys. That's awesome. Eat all your fish. You need an ID for literally everything else. Blows the mind. I know. It just absolutely blows my mind that some states don't have that the right to say that. Barbara says, Sal, the right took away the day off to vote, voter suppression. I don't know. Has that been offered as a law? If so, I disagree. I think they ought to have, or maybe, Barbara, maybe a compromise could be that your employer must allow you a certain amount of time to vote during the workday on election day. Maybe that could be a compromise way, but I believe that everybody should be able to exercise that right to vote. What I do is I work most of the hours, except for maybe the first hour or so that the polls are open here, so I just go early in the morning and vote. But yeah, I do agree we ought to have the right to vote is sacred, and I believe to protect it, we need to do all we can to protect it and make it fair. Provisional vote says winning image photography. The mail-in is your vote. If for some reason it is disallowed, they can go to your provisional vote. Okay, all right, yes, okay, thank you. So they do have that measure in place. Thank you, Winning Image Photography. Thank you. All right, that's right. I have heard of that. Very good. All right. And see, that shouldn't be a partisan issue. You know what I mean? Voter law and voter fairness should not be a partisan issue at all, in my view. Bruce Wayne says history always repeats itself. The dummies would go into the street, kill themselves, and new life cycle begins after the storm. All right. Let's move on up here. Okay. CCT, cash check, silver and gold check, food, water check, TP and household consumables check. Looks like I'm good to go, Uncle Sal. The only thing you're missing is a picture of Terry in your mailbox. All right. All right, let's see here. Let's see what the markets are doing right now. What's going on in the markets? Okay, gold is only up $1.30 now, 1863 and 50 cents there. Silver is just barely hanging up above $23 for the ask price. So not a whole lot of activity. Yeah, the debate should be a lot of fun to watch for sure, Terry. Yes, indeed. All right, very good. Okay. All is one now. Everything on TV is a distraction to the real evil that's going on. I think the one evil that's going on is child sex trafficking. That stuff is human trafficking is a big deal. That should be a bipartisan effort to stop that. All right, see. Would you buy a Doyle Hargraves ESP signature guitar? I would, but he ain't got no band. Randy? Yes, I would. All right. Oh, hey, Corey W. I'm still a little bit sore from those push-ups the other night. Yes, indeed. All right, very good. All right, Corey. Barbara, well, here's another area where I'm going to try to be intellectually honest with you, Barbara. Gerrymandering. I believe that happens on the Republican side, too. Democrats and Republicans in state legislatures do that. And I think it's a shame, for sure. And so, yeah, there's enough blame to go around with gerrymandering. And now I don't know about other tactics to suppress the vote, but I do think that's a gerrymandering thing. I think there's a blame to go on the other side on that as well. But, you have to also look on your side of the aisle too, Barbara. And that's the thing, I try to be fair-minded when it comes to these types of things like that, and see that there's problem on our side of the aisle for that too, for sure. Nosmatics, the prayer knows, Sal. That's why I haven't asked for push-ups, giving you the night off. Oh, thank you. Doing a great review. Thank you, Nosmatics. I appreciate that. I could do some curls. I could try to do some curls if you want. I probably should do some of those curls. Do that. Let me answer Silver Steeler's comment here real quick. Hello, son of a silver stacker. Good to see you. I don't understand erasing history. When that happens, it's bound to repeat again. I get it's odd to see a losing side erect statues, but they're to remind us who were there and how far we've come along. Now removing them is to forget the past as our history, the good and the bad. Well, and it's falling over into, especially those members of history who we really want to remember for the founding of the country. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. Let's see here. Tuesday night debate live stream. Oh man, well, I'm gonna have a Tuesday night live stream, but I'm not gonna be doing it during the debate because I'm sure a lot of you probably want to watch that without me commentating over it. Let's see here. Well, Barbara, I'm just saying that there's problems on that the Republicans have issues too for some of these things, but the ones that you mentioned tend to be bipartisan problems, like the debt, like gerrymandering. Both sides have done that. Whereas you refuse to concede anything that the Democrats have ever done wrong. Not a single thing. I've known you a while, and I've debated with you for a while. I've conceded some problems on the Republican side. But you've never, ever once, not 1 inch, have given any ground to what the Democrats have done. You're that hard left. I mean, you are, and that's not intellectual honesty on your side. And so, anyways, Eat All Your Fish says, no, we want the commentary. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, but see, the thing is, Fish, I mean, although I have discussed politics in some of these live streams, I don't want to make it completely political, like to live stream within during a debate. Just for that being the sole purpose. I mean, it might be fun, but I don't know. Part of it too is I just kind of want to watch it and take it in. You know what I mean? But anyways. Media Man, why does Rhode Island have the same power in the Senate as California? The Republican majority in the Senate represents so many fewer people than the Democratic majority. That's why we don't have a pure democracy. See, the Senate in the United States, Media Man, they were first appointed. Senators were first appointed. They were not elected offices. And the reason why that is the case, why Rhode Island and places like Wyoming, who has a lot less population, get 2 senators, is so they have equal representation in the Senate. In other words, a small state like Wyoming can have the power of their 2 senators against a state like California or Texas, who has far more people. It's actually a brilliant system that the founders came up with. It's very, very cool how they did that. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, powerful video, says Creative Media. Thank you. Although I'm wondering if this is a spam comment. Let's see what this channel is about. I think it is. I don't know. I don't want to rush to judgment on that one. We'll just, they didn't say much about the video, but we'll just give them the benefit of the doubt. Thank you. Psycho Stacker, Sal is going all in on silver mines. Sell that rhodium and buy some low float penny stocks. Donald, New Mexico will prove Alan Gold has soft nipples. Yes, indeed. You got pansy, pasty, white nipples. Silver Steeler's got to go eat. Enjoy. I predict that Silver Steeler's going to have some spaghetti tonight with the lovely winning image photography. Yes, indeed. All right. Thank you so much for being here. You're awesome. You are awesome. Thank you guys for your support. You guys are great. Sound needs cry rooms for his show. All right, take care. Got to get some work done winning image photography. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, indeed. Okay. Okay, so Barbara, name me one thing that you disagree with that the Democrats have done. If you did, I apologize if I missed it, but I can't think of anything. Maybe. I think maybe you may have said, before you said anything, I think you disagree with Black Lives Matter protest, maybe, or with the violence. And that's good that you've condemned that, but that's not Democrats, per se. I think that might be the only thing. Alex, Trump is 100% to blame. I don't care if it's political. He is the reason for the division. He took a pandemic as a joke while literally thousands died every day. And this guy's not political, no. He is the reason why we have so much chaos. If he wins, we will have more protests, riots, and nonstop chaos for 4 more years. That is what we're looking at. It goes to show you, people are very divided in this country. For sure. All right. Obama letting in gangs. Okay, all right. Trying to think. Let's see. Hillary erasing her emails. Okay. Wow. All right. So you did. Well, thank you. Well, that's good. All right. Name calling. Very good. Okay. I'll pay you to stream the debate. All right. I don't even know if legally I can do that. Because I don't know if I can do that from, I don't know if I can legally stream the debate. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. And Barbara, so you must confess that I told you I didn't like Trump calling names either, right? So you have to confess that I have been hard on Trump on doing that and some of the tweets and everything like that, right? You got to give me a little bit of credit here, too. And some of the optics. Well, and Barbara, I think there's so little Republican issues compared to the Democrats. All right. Ozzy, read my last. Where's your last? The Fed is laughing watching you waste your energy on their puppets. What is your end game? Circle will stop spending while Fed holds the monopoly board. Yes. All right, Joe. Great intro, but maybe your newer, more subtle intro is more effective. All right. Well, that's why I'm using it now. Jay, hang in there, Silver Patriots, and hold on to your balls. There we go. All right. All right, guys. It's getting late here. It's getting late. All right. Adnan says, guys, please read. I need your help, guys. How can I ship silver from JM Bullion, whatever website, to where I live? Since these sites don't ship to the Middle East, how can I ship to Kuwait? I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. But thank you for listening from there. My guess is you might have to find a European source, perhaps, maybe. Gary Coover, I think that's a whole can of worms. All right. Very good. All right. Well, Barbara, just above, you said that I am a full trunk sycophant. Or basically saying that I'm completely just 100% Trump and he can do no wrong. Earlier in this chat. You said it. Let's see here. Anyways, all right, let's see here. May the Schwartz be with you. It's called critical thinking, y'all. Don't believe the first thing you are told. Here, research primary sources and come to your own conclusions. All right. There you go. But in honesty, Barbara, I've not seen you say anything about Hillary's emails. I've not heard you say anything about the names. If you said it, I missed it. I apologize, but I've not. This is the first time I'm seeing those things. I'm glad you're showing that a little bit of intellectual honesty here now. But yeah. Let's see here. But we love you, Barb, anyway. I'm going to leave you alone. Troy Slim says, I've never been so concerned about our nation's future. Been stocking up the essentials since March. God bless and keep your family safe. That's right. Exactly. Okay, I must have missed the comments. Okay, well, sorry, Barbara, if I missed the comments. Captain Litecoin. Ultimately, this is a battle for truth versus magical thinking. Yes, I agree. It really is. Silver Hoarder, 1969. The globalists need a candidate other than Trump who will go along with them for the New World Order. That's why they're waiting to see who wins before they change the currency. They know Trump's ties are with America, not the New World Order. Besides, he's going after the elite pedophiles, and he's just screwing everything up in a good way. All right. Thank you. All right, very good. Thank you so much for the comment. And let's see here. Cyrus Acceptable says, God still love the... Okay, so we've got that. All right, we'll let that one go since I did talk a little bit about God in this. Minted. I got some ASEs and a sealed tube for 4 over spot. Needed some silver. Nice. That's a good deal for those Eagles. Very good. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Stock up on flashlights and candles. Dark times ahead. We shall see. All right, very good. Okay, guys. Well, let's see. I think we've gotten close to the end of this thing. We got some more comments, but we've been going for a good solid 2 hours here. And the markets are, what are they doing right now? Well, they are up just slightly, just a little bit. Gold is up $1. Silver's up 9 cents, and platinum and palladium are kind of hanging around 5 and 20 up. But not a whole lot of activity here, as is usually the case. There are some times where there's surprises. Some say we may see it go back down a little bit. And so, yeah, very good. All right. Okay, let's see here. All right, very good. Okay, guys, there we go. I think we had a good time tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks. We had some good serious discussions and some lighthearted ones too. But this video has brought a lot of comments, a lot of serious discussions out there. And so anyways, but very good. Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Hope you all had a wonderful night. A multitude of gratitude, and we will see you on the flip side on Tuesday. Keep your feet in the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Take care.